And it's like you look at someone and says, okay, would you fuck her, him, or would you marry him or her, or would you date him or her? And really, if you think about it, all of your exes, like think about all of your exes, the serious and the not so serious, they've kind of sort of fit in one of those three categories, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Everyone fits into a category. Yes. Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
There's a reason that we played that game because there is legitimacy there.
There
There's that
is.
person that you just casually date. There's that
Mm-hmm.
person that you get into a long-term relationship for potential marriage or life partner. And there's
Mm-hmm.
that person that you just fuck. That's all
And
you do.
that's it.
You just have sex.
You just have sex. And I think a lot of times, some people, we don't want to point out anyone, but some people get confused and they try to marry the people that you have sex with. But it's like, no, no, no,
Yes.
no, 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 no. That's
Yes.
not what you're supposed to do. And I think that's what this show is kind of sort of about, getting you not to choose those. But again, that's not what this show is about.
No, but seeing you did bring it up, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you went there. So we're gonna go there.
Mm-hmm.
And when I think of my own personal, and I know like I don't usually like to share too much of my personal, but for the sake of this conversation, I have a really clear boundary. So obviously, because this is what I do for a living, I know where that boundary sits, and I can usually tell right away when I'm dating someone, oh, this guy's just going to be a fuck boy, or this guy I want to have a relationship with, or this guy, he's just going to be a casual relationship, but I don't think there's going to be anything long term.
Yeah.
But I always have that fuck boy on hand
Mm-hmm.
on call. I hate to say on call because it sounds like I'm using him, but I'm not, because he's quite aware that that is the situation between us.
Yeah.
We've had that conversation. And I think that is something really important to mention, that if you have your hookup, your friend with benefits, whatever you want to call it, as long as you both are on the same page and you've had the conversation and you both understand that this is the boundary around this relationship. We are sex only. We are not long term. We're not going to get married. We're not going to even date. To have that understanding is really, really important, to make sure that it's really clear. And that was the only point that I really wanted to make with that.
No, but I think that's a good point. And you actually had me thinking a little bit more about it. How, in a way, you're single. And I'm not pointing out as a negative or anything, but to have that in your life is an advantage because, while you're in the pursuit of what you desire, it is good to have those people in your life that is just for that. And you don't muddy up
The
you
relationship waters.
yeah, you don't merge them into other places. Like you don't bring them into your personal life. You don't bring them into your work life. They literally just stay right
Mm-hmm.
where you need them. And you said before you feel like you're using the person or it may come off like that, but no, it's not. It's a mutual agreement to
Right.
get each other off. And what better? I mean, I remember some situations, and this may sound a little bit too much, but I've had guys in the past where literally the agreement was I walk in, they're already there waiting for me. I come in, I fuck them, and then I leave. And that was a
That
mutual
sounds pretty good.
agreement. Exactly. There was no conversation. We knew each other. It wasn't like a deep relationship, but we were sexually attracted to each other. We got each other off to whatever extent that may be, and that was it. I didn't want to date them. I didn't want to like work relationship. I didn't want to like start networking with them. That was all it was for, and it helps. And I think for single people, if you have that, don't try to date your fuck buddy. It is a huge
No.
mistake.
And
Huge,
I'm
huge,
so glad that you say that, because
huge.
I don't know how it is for men, but I know for women, a lot of times that happens.
Mm-hmm.
They go into a situation very well knowing that this is sex only. And then all of a sudden they try to flip the script on a guy and he's confused. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
understand what's happening. And she's trying to date him. And she
Mm-hmm.
thought that sex would lead to dating,
Mm-hmm.
which it does not. And I'm going to
It
say this one more
doesn't.
time, ladies, so that you can hear this. I want you to hear me. Women who are in a heterosexual relationship, sex does not lead to a relationship for men.
Mhm.
It does for women. When women have sex, it releases oxytocin and they bond. For men, it does the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So stop trying to get guys to commit to you or to be in a relationship with you through sex. Withhold sex, then he'll commit to you. Then you can have your relationship. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he is not going to commit to you through sex.
Yeah. I mean, it's uh, those of you listening, you've probably heard it before. We're not talking about playing the games because there now with a lot of millennials and people younger than us, they like to play the play it cool game. I'm not that interested. We're not talking about that. We're more
No,
specifically talking about withholding from sex because men are very primal in a way. We like to go after things. And honestly, if you let's be real, if you for a man, if he gets it right away, he's moving on. He's lost interest. There's nothing more for him to learn. He's already conquered you. It's a little bit in your face, but it's in a way it's true only because of, I guess, testosterone. I don't know. I'm not a scientist,
it's
but
a biological thing. So if you want to know more about it, I suggest reading. Here we go again, reading. Like this
we,
whole season's all about reading.
I love reading.
Don Massler's book called Men Chase, Women Choose
Mm-hmm.
by Dawn Massler. She wrote this most amazing book. She has a TED Talk on YouTube as well. If you just type in Dawn Massler, you can find her TED Talk. It is so enlightening. I saw her TED Talk and I had to read her book, and now I'm obsessed with this poor woman because she comes from coaching, date coaching from a biological point of view, because that is her master's degree is in biology, and it is downright brilliant because she talks about how women during sex, our oxytocin level, our bonding hormone skyrockets.
Mm-hmm.
But for men, it does the exact opposite. So it sucks because for some reason, men and women just were never designed to be on the same page ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women hit their sexual peak in their 30s and 40s, men hit their sexual peak in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
We just can never be on the same page. So maybe that's just proof we were never designed to be heterosexual.
I don't know about that. We might get a little pushback on that. That's for sure.
That's just straight up
But
frustration right there.
no, but there's a good point to that. Let's take sexuality out of it just for just a moment, because the show is about sex.
Mhm.
Um, Naturally, we usually gravitate towards our own gender, whatever gender that is we identify with, we go towards that, and that's where we feel most comfortable. Women with women, men with men, transgender men with transgender men,
You mean
transgender
just
women, just in general, to feel
platonically?
platonically.
Mhm.
I think, and even when I look at like friendships, like how passionate we love our friends, like female friendships, and even the bromance that's starting to become a thing.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not saying everyone, maybe everyone is bisexual, maybe everyone is low key gay. I think everyone, that the sexual spectrum is just wide. I think at the end of the day, it depends on the energy. Like I've
Mhm.
seen, I don't know how far I would go when it comes to having sex with a woman, but I have been sexually attracted to a woman. I don't know what that means. Does that mean, oh, I'm straight and I'm really just hiding it to be gay? Because I don't know. We all don't know. But what I do know is I love my husband and my relationship with my husband feels good. I don't feel like I'm
Mhm.
forcing anything with him. And maybe with you, with a man, you don't feel like you're forcing anything when you're intimate with him. So I do think love and sex is a spectrum for sure.
I agree completely. I think
Yeah.
we're just starting to explore it.
Mhm.
I don't think as a society we're quite ready to dive into it, but I really do hope that we are at least open to exploring the different possibilities. And I know that I don't even know half of the information that's out there about it.
Mhm.
And I try and keep myself pretty well educated with it, but I think the first thing that we have to do is just be open to whatever someone